Hello, welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. So we're going through our nightly roundup of correspondence games. Here we're going to play knight d5. When the bishop takes, we're going to take with the bishop with check. And I don't see the problem. I own the d5 square. I don't think black's attack's breaking through. I might take on c6 and double black's pawns, but I probably won't. I suppose the question is, do I want to play bishop d5? And then try to establish my... So if I play bishop d5, I suppose the answer is maybe black will play knight f6. And maybe it all comes to the same. No, I don't think it does. I think forcing the swap of bishop for knight is good for white. And so I'm doing it. Tom, you're teaching me so much about what is not the Grunfeld. I mean, I will look at the Explorer thing, but I suppose knight b d7. By the way, if you can hear some shrieking in the background, it's my daughter. It's 20 to 12 at night. She's home with one of her friends. It's fine. She's having fun. I believe it's called fun. a4. What, to try to isolate that pawn? Well, let's play that and learn all about this interesting opening. I get it. a4. Oh, this, I think we can take the knight. Takes the knight, takes the bishop, takes the rook. And you got to take the knight then, and then we take the pawn, and we're up. We're up. And then also, if you take here with a bishop, I can go here and pin your queen against your rook. So we like that, don't we? I think that's fine. I think that's fine. This one, you got to play knight e6, haven't you? Knight e6 is the move. Knight e6 is the move. And in the tiny sample, white's winning. I'm sure that'll be pre-moved. No, this is the game with Nick. I'm encouraged by Nick playing this because it feels a little bit like a waiting move, but it also feels like he's going to own this file as and when. So I just feel like I've made a committal pawn move that hasn't achieved very much. I'm probably a bit worse in this position. I did look at one tactic which is important to look at, which is this tactic, push. So you can't take there because we take there, which wins material. Can't take on g7 because I take on f3 with a pawn, which wins material. So you got to take there. And then I was just checking that this doesn't win material, but at the end, when you take, the bishop's defended by the rook. So it doesn't win anything. I mean, you could play something like that, but it's not clear. I mean, well, you can't because it's not clear that we've achieved anything really from that. I mean, I don't know. It was worth a look. Should we look a bit more? I mean, hang on. So we push. So we're saying you've got to take. What about if you go like... I don't know. I just think... What about if you hit the bishop? It's quite funny, isn't it? You could hit the bishop. And when the bishop moves, you can push the pawn. Is that anything? Do we like that? Are we excited by that? I mean, so we've given a pawn, but it's a double pawn, and that's a real... Do you think that might be funny? So we push, then after takes, we push, takes, we take, takes, take here, hit the bishop, but then what if... well, you can't do that because then you take and then it's a check at the end. You can't do that because then you take here, and that's check's quite nasty, to say the least. But the bishop's got to go then, hasn't it? Like to there. Do we want to do that? I guess it pushes the bishop out of the game forever, right? Maybe it's a clever tactic. Maybe actually... So here, push. So you can't take here. Because we take there and we're attacking the queen, which is going to chew through everything. Takes, 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 and that's a piece. Oh, it's very committal, this, isn't it? But then again, you know, what's life for if not for living? This takes... No, we take first here. We take here first. Takes, takes, takes. Knight here. Bishop has to run. Could run this way though, couldn't it? But if it runs this way, big risk of the queen arriving here. I mean, I wouldn't allow that. Oh, go on, we'll play it. You know, just for the... Well, because it's an interesting move. We'll play it. Why not? What's the worst going to happen? I mean, this, block it with the knight, block it with the bishop, block it with the bishop, we'll block it with the bishop, and then we'll put the knight here to defend. We'll put the knight here to hit the queen when the queen takes. I think we need to take the queen. There's no other move. Oh, not this. So this came as a shock to me, this move. I should have seen it because my previous analysis spotted the fact that the g7 pawn's undefended and the rook's undefended. So this is a fork. It's a really good move. There's basically three possibilities. The first possibility, which is the bad possibility, is you just castle, let the rook go, take the bishop, white takes back, and white's got an exchange, and we're lost. Not good. The second possibility is you defend with the queen, takes there, you then play this to defend, you then play this, and white's got a bit of a problem with b2. Black can't really castle, but the pawns... Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know who's better. I mean, the bishop's not hanging because the pawn's pinned. b2 is hanging. And actually it's not that easy to defend. So I think that one's all right. There's another one you can do, which I'm less convinced by, which is takes. You go bishop here to defend the rook. Takes. Queen here. I mean, if the queen takes, I'm absolutely fine with that. But I'm expecting this, and then maybe this even, to evict the queen. Oh, no, the rook's hanging again, so you'd have to go here. You might even get into a repeated moves, although against a player of Ian's quality, I might accept that. Which is a far cry from me saying I was better. So what do I block with, the queen or the bishop? Well, I'll block with the queen. Why? Because I think it's good to get the queen active, and I don't think playing for repeated moves is really, you know, in the spirit. But I am worried about this. I don't think... I think it might be worse here. I think we might be a little bit worse. I don't think we're losing. Certainly not by force, but I don't feel great about this. Go on to the next game quickly before you have too long to think about it. This one... Oh, you meant to castle. Okay, well that's a quick decision. Or take on c5. No, I'll just castle. Castles. So this, but okay, all right. Was that the sort of book move? Was it? Well, not really. Oh well, hang on. Maybe it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. And the book says black's doing better here. I do like chess. So interesting. Okay. Sidewinder. e4. Aren't we just crying out for e4 here? e4. 309 versions of e4. Yeah, we're gonna... Was this the book move, Gary? It was a book move. It was a book move. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So why... But doesn't that just give me a tempo? What's going on? e6. Didn't I want to play e4? Why didn't you just go straight to e6? Maybe I'm not getting... But in a way, e4 is closing that. The point is it closes the diagonal. In particular, it stops the attack on b7. That's the point. So it's quite... this is a whole theoretical line, isn't it? Yeah, that e4 is a strength and a weakness. That's the point. Okay, well, it's well defended, so we're playing it. Okay, this... Ooh, Gareth, I saw you play this during the day. 95, is it? 95. There's only one 95. Okay. Well, this is the whole point. That's what you're trying to provoke in the Grunfeld. We're trying to provoke that d5 so you can put the knight on e5. So there's no point in thinking about it. That's the right move. All right, Mr. Pre-move. I think I saw David Howell play pawn to c4 here, didn't I? Did I? Pawn to c4, although f5 has better stats, but the samples are tiny. I'll need to reflect on that little joy. Okay, here the rooks are doubling. There's nothing too radical happening. b6 to prepare d5, or just don't play d5. Put the king in the corner, just waste a move. I mean, just get the king a bit safer. a6 to prepare b5. All of these things and more are possible because we're out of book. I don't know. The point about putting the king, well, I think it is safer in the corner of the king, but you can never be quite sure because you can get mated here. You can't get mated here. a6, just keep the centre solid. I'm a bit worried about playing d5. I'm a bit worried about even preparing d5. Because... Okay. Oh, didn't we say bring the bishop back and then put the knight on this square? Do we believe that idea? Well, bringing the bishop back is a bit... So you can't push this pawn because it's defended. It's attacked more times than it's defended. There's no break here. I mean, white's got no breaks. Give me a break. Oh, this is Stuart. He's really, really good at chess. So this grade is not real. He's not Maxime Legrand, but he's really good at chess. So, I mean, everyone on here is really good at chess. Stuart is one of the better players, even in this group. So, e6, I mean, I don't know. What's the purest approach here? We believe that white's better in the Queen's Gambit decline, do we? So we're happy to play d4, are we? But what if it's a Dutch? We might not want to play d4 against a Dutch. I don't think Stuart plays the Dutch, but I don't even know. I think if it's a Dutch, I want to hold back my d-pawn to allow it to go to d3 against a stone wall. We're here. Have we done everyone? We haven't done everyone. There's more. I know there's more. Isn't there? Because there's like the Canadian contingent, the Russian contingent. Hang on. Ian Bush, Nigelico. What about Nigelico? He hasn't moved. Some of these guys I don't think have moved, have they? Haven't moved. They've got other things to do with their life except play chess with me. I know it's hard to believe. Profile. Hello. Any more? Maybe the others haven't moved. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, we've done against Tom Shepherd. Okay. This one. Oh, this one. Yeah, so it's my move here. We play this. We attack the bishop. You get lines like that in the Trompowsky, but also that you do that in the Grunfeld. I think we can transpose back into the main line of the Grunfeld. It's very tricky, this. But I think we can transpose back into the main line of the Grunfeld by doing knight e4. Okay, let's see what white's got against that. And then what? Is there any more? I find it a bit hard to get. I'm so used to chess.com. I find it a bit harder to get around live chess. Come on then, let's have a look. There. I think that's all of them. This is the Russian person. I think I'm waiting. 3 days. Casual. Okay, and I suppose the next thing we're going to do, we're actually not going to look at chess.com tonight because I haven't looked at it, but it's ticking along. I hope... Oh, come on. Well, let's have a quick look at chess.com. Come on. Okay, so I haven't even looked at it really, but let's have a look at the tournament. So, show the world your chess skill. Let's just pick a group at random and just see. Let's pick a game, a recently won game. We looked at this one last night. Look, there's lots of decisive games here, and they're all on time. No good, no good, no good, no good. Lots of decisive games here, all on time. We had this one last night, very amusing. Okay, this looks like a real game. Come on, let's pick out this one. So let's see what happened here. Okay, so Scandinavian defence. Okay, so straight off, Queen f3, interesting move. Not standard, but not ridiculous. Black can take... Oh, that's quite clever. So basically attacking the pawn twice. I mean, I would have taken and then Queen takes and then played knight f6, but that's quite clever. White defends. Yeah, now you're attacking the queen. Now that pawn hangs, although black... No, you can't take it because the white takes the bishop. So this is a good move, good move. Trying for the fork, stopping the fork. I would have taken it with the knight. Queen runs. Okay. Pushes the knight away, pushes the bishop away. Golly gosh, tactics city. Takes. Okay, but here, isn't that knight hanging? Yes, it is. Okay. Takes. And the queen got pinned against the king. So well played. Mine's 0. That was a whole queen. Well, with check. Well played, mine's 0. That was a good game. And I assume you're doing quite well in the group, are you? Well, you've at least won one game. So 2 people qualify. So, might run into you at some point. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I'll see you all soon.